The best ways to make money in Greenville, simply just driving around, really, isn't it? We're going to go straight into it. It's simple, it's quick, and it's easy. You could make it exciting. You definitely, don't get me wrong, it will get boring after a while, but when you're driving around, you might have Netflix up, you might have YouTube up, you might even have my video up watching. Of course you would. It would truly add to the game, especially as there's not a huge amount of ways to make money in Greenville currently, but I'm sure the developers will be adding loads more soon. With the new updates that are coming. So with Greenville, their system works as however many miles is however much money you make. So if I travel 10 miles, look at the top there, 1.43 miles, I made $516. But, however, that does change. If I'm doing the speed limit, I'll make more money. So what people usually do is they set their cruise control, this button here at the bottom, click that, and then they put it in drive at 66-ish, around 60 miles an hour, I'd say. And then they just leave it like that, because if you are doing the speed limit in-game, you will be making more money due to the fact they don't want people going 150 miles an hour making the same money as the people doing 60 miles an hour, because that would add to the realism. You don't see people doing 200 miles an hour down your motorway outside your house, do you? Of course you don't. So this also makes it more realistic because you don't have people speeding around, and it makes you more money. So soon, I'm sure at the top here, you'll be able to see I've travelled so much distance and I'll get so much money. So as you can see, look, just $742 for a mile. That before I did 1.8 miles and I made 500 because I was doing 90, 100 miles an hour. So you can see how that system works, which is quite good for the game. And the fact that how they have implemented this as well is quite cool, because obviously in Greenville it is about spending money. You make money to spend it, basically. You work a job, you drive around in your car to get a better car. You might want a house. Obviously they don't cost money, but if you want a house, you want to do maybe a bit of role playing in game, you want to afford the fuel prices that have been going up and up and up recently, so better get it on your game. Yeah, on a serious note, it is a really good feature, because having people driving around recklessly crashing into everyone is unrealistic, and it's not something you really want in a game like this, because they do really focus on having a roleplay aspect of it. And if there's people doing silly speeds down a normal road, you don't want it like that. You want it to be a bit better, you want it to be nice. And obviously doing a so low amount of speed, you'll have better chance of not crashing. I mean, you can see I've made a lot of money just by doing this, video. I've just been driving for 1 or 2 minutes and I've made about $2,000 in-game cash, which is ridiculous if you think about it, just by doing the speed limit. Now, sure, don't get me wrong, driving fast is thrilling. It's the point of the game to drive fast, but also the point of the game is also just to drive nicely, because you don't normally see that, because they do have a real big roleplay aspect. And also in other servers, you have the private servers, which I am in currently, and you've got roleplay servers, so two very different things. With a private server, you're on your own. You can invite your friends, have a bit of a laugh, play around a bit. On a roleplay server, you're strictly to do the rules, right? So their rules may be, you've got to do the speed limit, you've got to stay in this lane, if you go above 70, you'll get banned. That type of thing. That does not go to this game, obviously. So if you're in a public server, that's no, you don't get banned or whatever. But if you want an easier way of doing this, when you're driving around, what you can do is in here, you can see vehicle collision. If you look at the bottom here, it says both vehicle drivers need this enabled for their vehicles to collide. So if you don't have that feature turned on, you can't crash into anyone. So I know there's a lot of people out there who see people driving and they just ram them off the road. But with that feature turned off, you will be able to drive normally. You can drive through people, so no one's going to be getting in your way while you're driving, which is huge loads better. Then again, roleplay aspect always comes back to roleplay aspect because of that. You wouldn't see people driving into each other at 100 miles an hour and they're driving off on your average A road, which you wouldn't see that. And for the American people, A road is, a regular road that you drive on. You would not see that at all. So I do see this game as a massive bit of roleplay. Obviously, you don't have to. You can do what you like. You can see, oh, look, I've just got to a million now, then isn't that good? Just by that, just by driving around. So I'm still not doing the speed limit and I'm still making money. So once again, it's however much distance you travel and how long you do it for. We're going to move on to a much more interesting way of making money. We're going to talk about jobs, missions, racing, all that stuff. So I know in a lot of private servers, a lot of roleplay servers, they occasionally do these events where what you can do is you can get your fastest car, you go to somewhere like the airport, which I can show you as I'm on my way now. You can go to the airport and do races against other people. And for those races, if you win, you can make a certain amount of money. You could get Robux off of it, or you can get in-game cash. And obviously in-game cash would be preferred for most people. And by doing that, you're obviously getting a lot of money from it, aren't you? So with that money that you're making, then you can go up to buy a more expensive car, a quicker car. And with that money, then you can get a more expensive car, and then you can win more races, and then you can get more money, and it's just a loop that goes on and on and on. And that is only featured on the private servers that offer it. So I know Greenville has their own, which is run by, I think, some of the developers in the server, which is very good. So yeah, it's very professional. I think it's an application you fill out, a form that you fill out to try and get in, which is I mean, your spot is not guaranteed, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you will get into it, but it's quite a serious thing to get into because they're quite strict on what you are and aren't allowed to do. I mean, look, yeah, it's got a drag strip here, I think it is. Yeah, so what they do is they bring you here. You can see all the boards up there that say Greenville Drag Event. They follow down, and you can basically put your cars in these circles here, right? You can see my name up there, my beautiful character. And then you get the other person to go round here, go drive all the way around in their car, and they go here. That locks them in for the race. Then what you do is you come up here to this, and you sit here, rev your engine, and then off the line, and then you go. So then at the end it will give you how fast you did it and then what speed you went, I think. So obviously if a certain person wins, it will say their name and blah blah blah, all that stuff. See those dashes there, they'd say your time on it and the other person's time in the distance. This isn't the only way to make money, of course. Also, didn't realise there's a petrol station. That's very good. It's not the only way to make money, of course. There is other ways as well. We'll head down to Starbucks, which is quite nearby, and we'll get a job there. So basically, on those jobs, you will make money over time. So over time, I think it's every time you serve a customer as well. So every time you do that, you will make a certain amount of money. And obviously, the longer you do that is the better. So also in roleplay servers, they will definitely highly encourage you to do things like this because it adds a little bit of realism to it, because obviously these shops aren't going to be a ghost town. It looks very nice. It looks exactly like a Starbucks. Obviously, you can't say Starbucks because of, copyright reasons and all the licenses and stuff like that, but I'm sure we'll cover that on another video soon. But, I mean, look at this. This is really nice, this. I mean, I'm sure you can imagine sitting in here for maybe a few hours, actually having fun because you can serve real customers, real people. You can see all the stuff you've got up here, the stuff you go through, all the stuff you can do. It's brilliant. And you've even got a drive-through. You've got the delivery stuff back here. I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong, this isn't the only thing you can do. You can see the Just Buy over there. You can get a job there. And I think you can get some jobs over there as well. A lot of people don't know about this stuff. They just go down the normal road, obviously. There is one more thing. Promo codes, and it doesn't happen very often, but every single promo code that will come out in this foreseeable future, we will have these on this channel. So, make sure to subscribe to see all the promo codes that will come up. So people can make, hundreds of thousands from these promo codes. They'll come out eventually, maybe in a season like Easter. There'll probably be a promo code in Easter. So if you go to one of the settings in the top right over here, you'll be able to find something called promo codes. So I believe they post them on Twitter or the social media platform they use, and they put a code there, and if you enter that secret code into the box, you can then win a certain amount of money. But there is a thing with this, obviously they don't come very often, but when they do, they definitely do pay out. There is a lot of money in them to be won, and it is very good. I mean, that can give you £100,000, which can then get you a faster car, which then you can go over to the races and make more money, all that stuff. It just goes on and on and on and on. Obviously, for the foreseeable future, we will be posting all of those new promo codes on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe to this video. Share this video to your friends. If they want money on this game, they're going to want to know about it as well. So share this video to some of your friends, all that stuff, because if they want free money, silly question, isn't it? If you want free money, obviously you're going to have to subscribe, aren't you? But that is where we're going to wrap it up for today. Make sure to definitely check in some new videos for those promo codes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video to friends for all the new free money tips that we'll be handing out on this channel. But thank you very much for watching.